In lesson 5 as well about calculating speed. This is when you can introduce speed to your kids. The speed formula, distance divided by time. Real world examples. You know, on the Beltway, everyone drives 55 miles an hour because that's what the sign says, right? No? But then there's pages in the books about showing like the speed that each animal runs. And you can have them use these distances and times to calculate their speeds. They take their distance, divide it by the time, which in this case is 5. They have their speed. So then on the back is where they use that then to graph their two types of motion, uniform motion and variable motion, which then, again, another math integration. Talk about what type of graph to use, which again, change over time, obviously in this case would be a line graph, but something to discuss with them, use some discourse. And then here's a great opportunity to integrate some writing as well about a conclusion. It's one of the things that I struggled with my kids on all year. We talked about how when you're writing a BCR and reading, you can't just say, the theme of this story is blank. You've got to support that with examples from the text. Same way that in science, you can't just say, the difference between these two types of motion is so-and-so. You've got to support that with data from the investigation that we did. Same as in reading, you have to support it with examples from the text. Anything else that people saw? Questions they have?
Also, I think you should have each measurement done twice.
What do you mean each measurement done twice?
In other words, when two people are down there measuring it, right? I think you should have 2 more people from the group go down and measure it again.
That's a great point again. We did the repeated trials for the motions, but repeated trials for the actual measurements as well to make sure that it's accurate. Again, talking to your kids about the value of doing something repeatedly. Thank you for bringing that up.
And another math integration you talk about is measuring to the nearest, what, quarter of an inch, eighth of an inch, what's 5th grade curriculum, 16th of an inch. So you can talk about that a little bit too when you get to the measurement.
And again, obviously in science, we try to use the metric system. So centimeters as well, millimeters to centimeters, decimals, we all talk about as well. If you want to turn to page 34 real quick in your guide, just so I can point out one very quick thing. You'll see throughout a lot of the lessons little paragraphs in italics about math integration that's specified out right there for you. There will be parts where, you know, writing integration, English integration, reading language arts integration. You'll see a little thing here that says about test prep as well, because we all know that now there's a science MSA as well as a reading and math.
Just for integration, there's this skills book for reading and writing that you can use, building skills for math. And then this was a book that I found really helpful, English Language Learners Teaching Guide. And there's a lot of really great, easy to use graphic organizers in the back of that book. These are all of the level, well, these are some of the level texts that are at your school, and they're all leveled for your reading groups. And that's also another really easy integration for that.